but I have to do it soon,
Okay.
guys.
All right. Okay, perfect. All right.
I'm
So
doing
again,
this
if you
webinar,
are
sorry.
not muted, please make sure to mute yourself. All right. Okay. Okay. So a little bit about me is I am the owner of Sea Gardener Marketing. I have been in the marketing industry for 10 years. I do done-for-you social media marketing and advertising. My undergrad and MBA are both in marketing. I am the co-author of the AI Prompt Handbook, so all about ChatGPT and
Okay, so let me
artificial
go ahead.
intelligence.
Perfect. There you go. Thank you.
Let me mute everyone. Okay. All right. There we go. So, all right. So a little bit about me, co-author of the AI Prompt Handbook. I am also the founder of the Aiden Jared Foundation, which is a nonprofit that we started this year for our son. I am a wife and a mom. I love boba tea, Chick-fil-A, and Disney, and I run for fun. So that's a little bit about me. Hopefully you guys can relate to something. If you run for fun, I'd love to know. For today, our agenda is going to be really in depth. I have a tendency to overshare, but my superpower is simplifying social media. That is what I do for my clients. It's what I do for my coaching clients, everything. So that is my superpower, but I do overshare. So we're going to talk about what ChatGPT is. We're going to talk about how it works, what are plugins and why I use them, setting up custom instructions, how to train your chatbot, how to find content, what content to create, examples, and then I have a couple of bonuses for you guys. So if you are having any questions throughout this presentation, please put them in the chat box, okay? And I will get to them. Like I said, I'm gonna be going back and forth with the chat questions. So please be sure to put them in the chat. Let me know if you have questions as we go. Okay, so what is ChatGPT? Tell me in the chat, first and foremost, how many of you utilize ChatGPT regularly? Say yes or no in the chat. I'm really curious to know how many of us actually use ChatGPT. Awesome. Yay, there's quite a few of you guys. Not much, no, a little. Okay. Awesome, awesome. So ChatGPT is basically, it's a model-based chatbot. It enables us to really kind of steer a conversation, do various things, right? So create content within ChatGPT. And again, this is really going to be content creation. So we're going to really focus on that. Now, ChatGPT can do a whole ton of other things. They can really automate a lot of systems, but that's a whole other class, right? So today is content creation. And so how it works, if you are, let's say, a lot of us are stuck on what to post. If we need to figure out captions that are going to be captivating for our audience, if we are looking to really beef up our search engine optimization or even create blogs, right? That is how ChatGPT can assist us in content creation. You can ask it very specific things that it will then spit back out. And I'm going to provide all of that with you. If you have not logged into ChatGPT, you're going to go to chat.openai.com. Okay, that's where you will start your ChatGPT journey. There is a free option as well as a paid version. I'm on the paid version, so some features that you'll see are going to be paid only. It's $20 a month. I highly recommend it if you are going to think that you're going to use it pretty frequently, but that's where you're going to end up going, is signing up under chat.openai. So the very first thing I want you to think about is what your plugins. Once you get into ChatGPT, and y'all, I'm going to be going back and forth between ChatGPT and the PowerPoint. So you're going to see all of these in detail. So what I want you to think about is how you can make ChatGPT work for you. And a lot of times it's going to be with plugins. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard that ChatGPT only goes up to January of 2022. You may have heard that it only goes up to like September of 2019. So it is very limited on its ability. And obviously in the mortgage industry, so much has changed over the past 2 years. So some of the information that it has, put out is inaccurate. So in order for us to get accurate, up-to-date information, you want to look at a plugin. And the plugin that I swear by, use all of the time is the keymate.ai. So I want you to kind of write that down, keep it in your mind. That's the like main one that is going to go off to the internet and find information. So really, what is a plugin? It's an extra tool or feature that you can actually add to ChatGPT. So if you think of your cell phone and apps that you add to your cell phone to enhance it, that's what a plugin is. You utilize it to perform various tasks. Like I said, go out to the internet and find more accurate and up-to-date information versus just ChatGPT's storage of January of 2022. So that's really what you want to use these for. And so I'm going to show you where you actually find these plugins. So here we go. I'm going to open this up. When you are in ChatGPT, so again, this is my screen. I'm on the paid version. So when you're in ChatGPT, in order to turn on your plugins, you have to turn them on first. You're going to click on your name in the bottom left-hand corner, and you're going to go to your settings, and you're going to go to your beta features. Plugins are beta features, and you're going to turn it on. You're going to toggle this button on, and then it's going to give you the ability to import or download plugins. And when you are on your main screen of ChatGPT, you're going to simply click this download, this like little down arrow where it says chat plugins, and you're going to go to your plugin store. And this is where you can search for a ton of stuff. So like I said, I highly recommend the Keymate. Okay, so keymate.ai. These are all unpaid versions. You just literally would click on install and it will populate for you. You can really come in here and find a ton of things in this plugin store. So if you just went in here and you were like YouTube and see what kind of YouTube plugins they may have that can help, right? Because there are plugins that you can actually give them your YouTube link and they'll go watch your YouTube video and spit back information about your video. So there are tons and tons of plugins. I mean, there are, if I were to delete this, y'all, there's 130 plus pages of plugins. So we won't go into all of them. I highly recommend Keymate AI, and then we're going to have to just kind of search for the rest of them, right? So that's where your plugins take place. And as far as the plugins on the free version, I don't believe plugins have to be on the ChatGPT 4 version, which is a paid version. So you would need to have that paid version for the plugins themselves. But that doesn't mean that you can't utilize ChatGPT. I don't want you to think you still can't use it on the free version. There is a ton of, and we're getting to all of that, there is a ton of things that you can still use in the free version. You just wouldn't have the ability to do plugins, and that's totally fine. We'll do it elsewhere, right? Okay. So now after you have that, and again, this is also on the paid version, but again, this is something you would just nix if you're on the free version. All the prompts and everything that's coming up are all things that we can do on the free version. So when you are setting up your ChatGPT, there is a place in ChatGPT, if you weren't aware, that you can set up custom instructions. And I am all about simplifying life for you guys, simplifying, basically making sure that you're doing your content creation in the quickest way possible. And this is an easy way to do that, is by setting custom instructions. So when you set your custom instructions, it's really making you have a more personalized experience with ChatGPT. It's really making it efficient. You have a little bit more productivity and consistency amongst what it's spitting back to you. Now, for someone like myself, I actually can't set up custom instructions. It doesn't really make much sense because I use it for multiple clients, and this is going to be custom to my business, right? So, so that's where this part comes in. And so when you're setting up custom instructions, you are basically going to put in all of this information, where you're based, what you do for work, who your target audience is, right? So that way, when you're putting in and asking questions of ChatGPT, you're not having to consistently repeat yourself. You're not consistently having to say, I'm a mortgage broker, I'm a mortgage lender, I'm based in Tampa, Florida. My target audience are my realtor partners or first-time home buyers or VA or veterans, right? So you're really able to customize this in order to kind of get your like simplicity down. And I love this aspect of ChatGPT because again, you're not having to go in and repeat yourself. Now on the free version, what I would recommend is basically having one chat for like your realtor partners and then your VA stuff and then USDA, and like kind of break out your chats. So that way you're not having to go back in and consistently repeat yourself. Each chat will already have that information for you. So easy fix there. And then as far as like other options, you can also tell it how to respond. So this is how you really train your ChatGPT for your verbiage. So a lot of people are like, oh, it spits out these words that I wouldn't use, or I'm a little bit more formal than the way it talks, or I'm too formal and I'm more informal, or I have a Southern accent. So you can tell ChatGPT how you want it to respond. You can make sure that it's shorter or longer responses. Typically, right? You can kind of tell you can have it address you, right? If you want to be called, hey, Chelsea, like happy to help you. You can actually tell it your name and it will then start addressing you by your name. And then it will also ask you if you want it to have an opinion or remain neutral on various topics. So let me show you guys where you would find that. And when you're in this function here, again, you're going to go to your name in the bottom left and custom instructions. Super simple area. And then you just start typing. You have 1,500 characters to just type all of the information, your thought starters, and then responses here. So I highly encourage, if you're using it for yourself in your business, I highly encourage you to go in and put in custom instructions. And then you can enable it for every chat. So that way, again, you're not having to go in. It's going to save you a ton of time. You're not having to go in and consistently tell ChatGPT who you are, what you do, who you serve, the tone in which you want it to respond, right? You're not having to do all of those things. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so training your chatbot. I like to think of like chat, CHAT. So you're going to craft your vision before you get into ChatGPT. What do you want it to do? What are you trying to achieve? Once you're in there, I want you to invest in learning and practicing. It is going to take time. So for all of you guys who have been in ChatGPT and use it regularly, you need to be practicing various ways to ask it questions. Ask it how you should ask it questions. Should you word it differently? You really want to get in there and kind of figure out how it's going to respond best when you ask it specific things. You want to analyze everything. So if you're using it for content creation, what is your community telling you? Are they engaging? Are they not engaging? Are they finding it valuable? Do you have saves? Do you have likes? Are your realtors maybe coming to you and saying like, oh, hey, I saw this information. Great. I saw this email and it was fantastic. Adjust accordingly based off of that. And then make sure that you're tailoring everything, right? So no two of you are the same. Your businesses are not the same. You need to customize your chatbot. You need to make sure that you're adapting and that you're fine-tuning any strategies in ChatGPT to fit your challenges and needs, right? Okay. And then I want you to think of ChatGPT as like your virtual assistant, your VA, right? It's someone that you can literally have a conversation with. I could talk to my ChatGPT, y'all, like just kind of, I don't want to say like a friend, but like I literally am like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What are your thoughts? Hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What kind of issues am I going to run into, or whatever the case is? And then as far as like, the more that you engage with your ChatGPT and your chatbot, the better it's going to become, right? The more you constantly refine it and tell it, hey, I don't like that response, or I would like you to craft this differently. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to literally tell it, I don't like this. Usually it spits back, I'm sorry, or I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. But tell it. So that way, as you're building up your responses and as you're building up your content, it understands your verbiage. It understands how you want it to speak. And that's how you kind of train it to speak how you would, right? Because we all know there are things that come out of ChatGPT that we're like, oh, that is definitely AI. And so you want it to learn your language, and it does take time. It's not something that you're going to just throw in these prompts that I give you and it's automatically going to spit back your brand and the way you speak and your voice. It does take time. So think about that. Okay, I want you to use adjectives. And you are all going to be getting a copy of these slides. So you can take pictures of this, or you can wait. I'll send you the link for the slides, the slide deck, but use adjectives. You need to be very like, I want something that is engaging. I want something that is shareable, creative, emotional. I want it to evoke emotion out of my followers. I want it to be very concise. I want it to be trendy. You want to make sure that you're using adjectives as you put out content. Okay. So this is a great list of adjectives to use when you're creating prompts in ChatGPT. And kind of to give you a little bit of like why you want to set custom instructions, because if you are creating prompts in your ChatGPT, and then you're constantly having to kind of fill all of this out, right? Create a social media post for my company. I am a mortgage broker. My target audience are realtors, right? So I'm constantly having to put that in every new chat. But if I go in and put my custom instructions that says, here's my company name. I am a mortgage broker in Tampa, Florida, and my target audiences include XYZ, then you don't have to do that entire first sentence. And that just saves some time. And that's what we're all about, right? Saving time. Okay. And so on top of using objectives, I want you to be specific, right? So here's some examples of like specificity. Y'all, I can't say that word. Specificity. Y'all can laugh. It's fine. All right. So here's an example. Please write an upbeat, attention-grabbing professional caption for first-time homebuyers on the items that they need to bring to closing. I'm based in Florida. Do not exceed 5 sentences. I want it bullet pointed, and I want it at a high school or grade level for reading and comprehension. That is very specific. So if I go in and I ask ChatGPT that question, right? Please write an upbeat, attention-getting professional caption, Here's where it spits back the information, right? So I can go in and say, okay, I actually want the introduction to be a little bit more engaging. This isn't very engaging to me. I want it to be a question posed to first-time homebuyers. So now it's going to say, are you a first-time homebuyer in Florida? Ready for your big closing day? And then here's what you need to bring to closing, right? I would like to turn this post into a short form video. So you can really build on these captions, right? I want this to be a short form video for an Instagram reel. Could you provide me with a short video script? It needs to be under 30 seconds, engaging, upbeat, and humorous. And so now it also tells you like, here's some ideas for like zooming in the camera in and out, and here, person playfully waving across your, ignore all that stuff. Here's your narrated script, and you can tell it to not give you these things too. So here's your narrated script, right? And then now it gives you an entire video prompt that you can just kind of read from. And you can tailor it a little bit if you're like, oh, and your lucky pen. That doesn't sound like something I would say. So you can start tailoring on that, right? And then you just build and build and build, right? So I said, I don't need the video clips. I don't need this piece here. I just need a continuous script. So now it basically took everything out and gave me a continuous script that I can just read from for a video. Easy peasy, right? Yes, and thanks. You would get your custom instructions from down here in the right bottom left, and then custom instructions. Okay, so that's kind of how like you can start building on, right? So here are some other examples. Create a social media post highlighting the benefits of a mortgage calculator on my website, my target audience. And again, these are the specific ones, but I wouldn't need to put in all of those immediate details if I had my custom instructions in there. So I asked it that question, and then it spits back this entire, thing. Let's make, your mortgage calculator tool. Here's why you'll love it, and a bunch of various aspects. And again, you can adjust these. This is a very easy start. I never, ever actually copy and paste this entirely. But as you're training your ChatGPT to really speak in your voice, you probably can just copy and paste. But these are brand new chats, and I don't have a custom instruction. So you will just kind of work around this, but easy peasy, right? Like you literally just asked it a question and it spit back entire content, entire post. Now I can also ask it, can you turn this into a video? Can you turn this into a blog post? Can you turn this into a podcast description episode, right? So you can build on all of this content. Okay. And then I don't know why it keeps going back to let's do present again. Okay. And so on top of being specific, right? So we talked about use adjectives, be specific. And now I want you to make sure that you're always defining your goals as well. So with ChatGPT, you need to the more specific and goal defining you can be, the better responses you're going to get, right? So you really want to make sure that you are like specifying the type of content that you need, right? Obviously, if you need it to be a social media post, if you need it to be a YouTube description, if you need it to be a blog, you need to tell it that. And if you can even specify even more, right? I want a blog post that's 500 words or less. Be very specific. If you want a social media caption that is short, sweet, and concise, or else it's going to spit back, 17 sentences, and you're like, oh, that's really long. No one's going to read that. Making sure that you're defining your target audience or demographic for the content that you're putting out there. Clearly state the topic or subject matter that you're trying to accomplish. Indicate your desired tone. Again, if your custom instructions are set up, you don't have to worry about this, but if you want it to be informative or conversational or formal or informal or Southern or humorous, you can indicate all of those desired tones. Make sure that you're mentioning any specific keywords that you want included or phrases. You can actually even ask ChatGPT what trending keywords are there in the industry. Provide any key points or messages to emphasize. Make sure that you're setting the content length. Again, it'll just spit back 17 sentences when you only wanted one. And then your CTA is clarify where you're putting it, right? It's a blog post for my website, or I'm looking for a description for my YouTube channel. Make sure that we're being very specific with that. And then any branding and formatting guidelines. So I know some of you guys probably have very specific branding and formatting guidelines through your company. Always make sure that you're following those and you're telling ChatGPT if you need something very specific with that. Now, another thing to think about is, how do I find content, right? Like, Charles, it's great. I can put in these questions all day long and have it spit out, content, but then I don't even know where to find content. And you can do it right in ChatGPT. You can use other sources like answerthepublic.com. And you can go in there and find stuff, but you can also ask ChatGPT if you have the plugin option for KeyMade AI. Okay, that's the little caveat there. You can ask it for most recent content. If you don't, then answerthepublic.com. Answerthepublic.com is a great resource to find content ideas, as well as facebook.com/ads/library. That is also a really good place to find, those are ads that are currently running on Facebook, but it gives you some ideas for content that's being put out there. So I highly recommend both of those options if you are trying to find content. But in ChatGPT, I can ask it, what are 10 trending topics right now in the mortgage industry that would make great information to create social media content around? And yes, I can. So your links would be facebook.com/ads/library, and then answerthepublic.com. So those are two free. Sorry, I did it direct to Brian. Those are two free resources. Hold on one second. Let me copy and paste them to everyone here. Two free resources that are fantastic to utilize. So those are your two for you. Okay. All right. So I asked the question, what are 10 trending topics? And you can see that it used KeyMade AI because that is the most recent search industry for 2023. And it spits back several options. It gives me 10 different ideas that I can utilize. And then it tells me the resources where it found it. Now I can also say, hey, I don't like these. Can you give me some more options? Or, ooh, I really like mortgage interest rates. Can you expand upon number 4 in a social media post that is concise for first-time home buyers? So then I can start building on these ideas. And then now that I have that, ooh, I really want to create a podcast episode around maybe consumer spending. Can you help me craft a podcast script on that? Right? So you can really start building into all of this stuff that really is there. And you just one question, right? This one question spit out 10 responses that I can then build and build and build on. Okay. So easy peasy, right? What are some attention grabbing statistics or facts about the mortgage industry that I can use in an email marketing campaign? And so then it spits out some facts. Now, even though it is pulling from 2023, always just review everything, right? Don't just copy and paste stuff blindly, because, you know, ChatGPT can make mistakes. It does tell you down here. So make sure that the numbers look accurate to you. Make sure that it's relatable to your like where you are, like location wise. Make sure all of that stuff is correct before like utilizing, especially when it comes to like numbers and stats and stuff. I want to make sure that you are really like looking at that. Okay. So that's one key there. I want to target realtors in Tampa Bay through my social media posts. What are 10 trending topics that I can share about as a mortgage professional that would be engaging, share-worthy, and attractive for content? And again, it just spits back a ton of various information. A lot about VA, because if you know anything about Tampa, we have a military base here, a large one. So a lot of stuff about VA loans is probably what's highly searched in our area for veterans. So easy ways to find content, just ask it. And then in here, so here's some additional prompt ideas. I want to make sure I provide you guys with a lot of prompts. That's always the biggest question I get when it comes to ChatGPT is I just don't even know like what to ask it. And so here's some prompt ideas. And again, you guys are going to get the PowerPoint presentation in a little bit, but feel free to also, if you want to take a picture of this, but you know, what are the top 5 mortgage trends for if you're looking for 2024 that I can use? Can you suggest 10 frequently asked questions about mortgages that I can turn into informative blog posts? What are some creative ways to explain the mortgage pre-approval process, right? So here are a ton of prompt ideas to ask ChatGPT for content ideas. Hopefully that makes sense, but get that content and then build off of it. It's so simple and it makes it so easy for you guys to start creating some content. And so I know someone I think in the chat asked about I don't even know what I can really, like what else I can really use it for. So there are a ton of things that you can use ChatGPT for. Like I was saying earlier, you can add in a ton of different plugins that allow you to, I mean, you can use it for Google Docs. It can go read Google Docs or spreadsheets. It can read Excel sheets. It can read PDF files. You can ask it questions off of a PDF file. You can upload various things into it. You can have it go look at YouTube channels and give you maybe what's trending in the area or in the industry, not the area. So you can use it for so many things. But here are the content ideas, and these are just like a snippet. Again, the opportunities are endless, especially with the plugins. But you can also use the free version for any of this stuff, y'all. Don't get hung up on I have to have the paper. You don't. You can do any of this stuff. Just like I said, make sure that your chats, and I'll show you here in a second, your chats are set up accordingly, and I'll show you. So you can use it for content creation, blog posts, right? So let's take a look at what that looks like. If I tell it, can you please write a blog post for my website that's 500 to 1,000 words talking about VA loans, the benefits, and what a COE is? This blog would target my veteran audience in the Tampa Bay region. Please use relevant keywords and SEO for better search optimization. Okay. I can also ask it, what are some good search, what are some good keywords for SEO, right? I can also ask it that stuff. But now it tells me my title of my blog, it gives me my intro, and then it kind of lays out my entire blog post. What is a VA loan? What are the benefits of a VA loan? What is a COE and how do you obtain that? Why should Tampa Bay veterans consider VA loans, right? So the reason that you would possibly leave Tampa Bay in here is that's where I service, right? So if I am in the Tampa Bay area and I service it, this is a keyword that would help search engine optimization is by adding my local area. So if you're in Richmond, Virginia, for example, you would say why Richmond, Virginia veterans should consider VA loans. And then, you know, it's just adding some of those things, right? So obviously, like I said, we have a huge base here. So it added in part SEO is going to be MacDill Air Force Base. So it's adding in some of that stuff. And then down here, it's telling you additional SEO phrases. So it gives you an entire blog that you can use. Now, backtracking a little bit to when I said make sure in the free version that your chats are set up accordingly. So over here, every little like where it says ChatGPT, statistics, calculator posts, video script, those are all individualized chats. And so for instance, for me, because I don't have a custom setup, And if I didn't have the paid version, I need to go in here and every time I need to tell it this information, right? I'm in the Tampa Bay region. My target audience for this is veterans. So I would come over here and retitle this to veterans. So that way I can constantly go into this chat only when I want to write something about VA loans, and it will already have all of the information in it. So I don't have to keep telling it, hey, my business is C. Gardner Marketing and my target audience are veterans, right? I have this already set up and I can just go in and it will automatically, as long as I tell it in the beginning, like, here's my business, here's, what's going on, I can just keep talking to it and it'll continuously put out the information I need. So let's say this one's on veterans, and then I wanted to write something about USDA loans. So then I start doing various USDA loans, right? So that's how you can kind of set up some of these chats too. Okay. And then let's say you can do podcast scripts. You guys saw how I, was able to, like, if I was putting in something for a social media post and I was like, ooh, I want to actually turn this into a podcast script, I can do that. Easy peasy. Email content creation. So a lot of us send emails to our realtors, right? Should be bombs, emails, whatever. We're sending those out. And so I said, I'd like to send a happy holiday email to my database. I'm a mortgage professional. My database is all realtor partners that I have worked with or would like to work with. I want to send a short and sweet note wishing them a happy holiday. My pleasure to work with them this past year. I look forward to helping them and their clients in 2024 make it upbeat and enjoyable. And it wrote out an entire email that I can literally send to my database, right? And again, you don't have to copy and paste. You can easily go ahead and, oh, I don't want these titles. I actually hate these titles. And even though I tell it to not give me titles, it still does. So I would erase like celebrating our journey together. I would just take that out and just continue on with that. I would erase looking forward to a prosperous one and continue with that, right? So it's tailorable. I think that's a word. Tailorable to what you want. And then train it, right? So I can go back in and be like, hey, I really don't like when you use these bolded subject titles, please remove them. And it will start to learn that, right? But it's just easier for me to just be like, copy, paste, remove those lines. But right, that's how you start training that chatbot. And then does the free version keep searches? I believe so, Denise. I haven't been on the free version in a while, so I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do think it does keep your chats. I don't know if it keeps them for, like, if it's a certain time frame though. And then our responses, something that can be saved. Yes. Oh, thanks, Lily. Yes. So Denise, the free version does keep your chats. I thought so. And then are the responses something that could be saved in ChatGPT? Yes. So they all save. They're all going to be over here all the time. Whatever, you can go back. I mean, I can scroll back down over on my side to like when I first started using ChatGPT. So I always try and like title stuff just so it's easily findable in the future. But you can also download it. So you can, right here is like the little upload. So if you're like, oh, I want to like download this or save it or maybe share it with somebody else, you can download the entire chat too. So you have those options. Okay, yeah, so Lily's goes back to when she first started too. So it looks like the free version saves them and it doesn't look like there's a time frame on those. So absolutely. So like I said, I name them because it just makes me I love it, Dan. Thank you. Y'all, I make up my own words 90% of the time. So I should have like a book on that. So email content creation, opt-in forms, right? Social media post ideas. Ad copywriting. So for those of us that might be running Facebook ads, maybe we're uploading to our custom audiences and we're running Facebook ads to our past clients, our realtor partners. It will help you with that. Just ask it. Just say, hey, I want to write an engaging Facebook ad tailored to my realtor partners about whatever. Can you write, and ask it for several different options. Because sometimes you don't ever like the first one. So let's say, can you write me 5 different ad copies that are medium length or mid length or long form, right? Because if not, sometimes they just write 3 sentences and you actually want it to be descriptive. Landing page content, y'all. One of the best things you can create in ChatGPT, if you haven't already done so, is your own bio. Sometimes it's so hard to talk about yourself. And so if you let someone else do it, right? So key into ChatGPT stuff about yourself, and it will spit out this amazing bio that you can use on your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Instagram, when you're doing speeches, presentations, whatever. Utilize it for that. That's fantastic. SEO keyword suggestions. So you can ask it for SEO keywords. Again, that would be if you have the plugin ability. For SEO keyword otherwise, you can do some like Google SEO searches and find keywords that way. You can have content outlines, content ideas, video scripting, newsletter content. So I just did some ideas like video scripting. We already kind of looked at that a little bit, but if I was like, oh, I would like to do a YouTube video that discusses the difference between a mortgage broker and a banker. It's going to be targeted to home buyers. I want it to be engaging, informational, educational, but not boring. Should be concise, under 4 minutes, yada, yada. And then it tells me, here's my script, right? That I can create for a YouTube. Now, the really cool thing is I didn't, but I can go back in and I say, can you create me a description for this YouTube video that I can put in my YouTube channel? And so then it will craft an entire description that I can put right into my YouTube channel. So this just makes everything so simplified for you, right? And you can just constantly build on various things. Oh, Denise, how do you name your chat? So when you're over here on the left side, you literally would just click, oh, here, this one's highlighted, email, and then there should be 3 dots, and you would just click on rename, and then it will highlight it, and I can just change it right here. And then it just automatically changes it. So you can rename it, it'll populate it to the top, but you can rename it to anything you want. Okay. And then Brandy, do you feel like it makes up hashtags based on the content, but maybe not based on actual hashtags that are trending? Yes, I do. So when you're having it create social media captions, so I think this calculator post. So you see how it's giving you hashtags down here, like first time, mortgage calculator, smart budgeting, homeownership goals. I am a huge advocate for not large hashtags. So meaning if I look up maybe smart budgeting, or sometimes it'll put like mortgage broker as a hashtag, those are large hashtags, meaning that those hashtags have multiple hits on them. So if you like look up a hashtag, like let's say hashtag Tampa Bay, I know it has like 7 million hits on it. That is a large hashtag. It doesn't make sense to use that large of a hashtag because you're never going to be found. But what our hashtags are more so looking, and this is like a whole other thing, but just an FYI, what hashtags right now are doing for our content is really kind of making sure that you're telling the algorithm who, what, where, right? So who you are, where you're doing services, and maybe who your target audience is. It's to index your content. So I want you to think of it that way. I don't want you to use these large hashtags like mortgage calculator or something like that. It doesn't really make much sense. But you can search for hashtags. You can ask ChatGPT as well with the AI plugin, what are trending hashtags in the mortgage industry in Tampa Bay, and what are their sizes? You can do that too. That's a good one to look up. Yeah, so I know hashtags are as important. It just seems like they make up the weirdest ones. Yeah, they really just kind of pull from like whatever the post is about, not necessarily trending posts. So I would ask it what that looks like. And I keep all my hashtags in like a spreadsheet, like a Google sheet. And I keep track of like how big they are and stuff. So you can do that, but you can literally just ask it as well. Okay. And so that's what else you can do for like content creation, right? So there are just tons and tons of things that you can do. So I've put together, there are, I think, 25 prompt examples on the next couple of slides that you guys will have access to. So, you know, again, generate a captivating social media caption for a mortgage related post. These are broad prompt examples, but remember, think about if you are using the custom instructions, these will work. If you are not, you'll want to get more specific with them, right? So generate a captivating social media caption for my company, target audience, blank, right? So you're going to build upon these, but these are great starts. Suggest ideas for a blog post about for first-time home buyers. Generate a catchy headline for a mortgage advertisement. Create a brief explanation paragraph about fixed rate mortgages. Craft an informative opt-in message, right? So these are some prompt examples that you can utilize as you're building your ChatGPT and you're building your chat bot and all of that. So write a compelling paragraph for a mortgage industry, right? Craft a testimonial for a satisfied client. What I always do with the testimonial ones is I copy, like, you want it to be they'll write you your own testimonial. They'll tell you how great you are. But what I do is I go into like my Google, right? You don't want to fabricate reviews. So you go into Google or wherever, Zillow, wherever you're getting reviews, copy that and tell it, hey, can you craft a introduction to this testimonial utilizing this specific testimonial from Sarah, right? So that's kind of how you want to utilize that, or else it'll craft you a great testimonial. Create a list of FAQs about mortgage pre-approval for our website's FAQ section. So you can ask it so much stuff and you can utilize it. You don't have to look at it as, oh, I have to copy and paste this information. You can literally look at it as, oh, I am going to use it as a starting block, right? I like some of the stuff it wrote, but I'm going to change it into a little bit of my own verbiage and whatnot. So there's a ton of ways that you can utilize these prompt examples. Help me draft an informative email introducing our services to potential clients. So it really can help you just grow exponentially when it comes to your social media and your ChatGPT stuff. So who here, and just like yes, no, if you're struggling with like coming up with creative and trending content, if you don't have someone to ask, if you have questions when it comes to your social media, do you struggle with understanding like basics, how-tos of social media? What kind of things are you really struggling with when it comes to social media content, ChatGPT? Tell me in the chat kind of just quickly, maybe like a few things or one thing that is really struggling for you guys. And let's see here. I'll give you guys just a second. Yeah, struggling with all of it. I get it. Creating social media posts in a time efficient manner. Yeah, because y'all, we don't have time to scroll on social media for hours. Coming up with creative content, knowing what questions to ask. Yes. So really just the prompts and the ideas there. Drawing people into my social media. Relevant and engaging social posts. Absolutely. Content, y'all. Content is like the struggle that I hear so much, is just really kind of putting it together and how to utilize it, and then really how to post it. Setting up great, awesome. Thanks. You seem to have covered well today. I appreciate it, Mark. Slow growth, algorithm. Oh gosh, y'all, algorithm changes. I get it. Oh, post versus reel. Started using back in April. Not really using it till the last 45 days or so. As I use it, the better I get. Yeah. So it's really just getting in there and utilizing the platform and not being afraid of it. I know sometimes like the technology piece or just not understanding it can be overwhelming. Trust me, when I first started, I was like, oh, what is this? But it's so helpful and it can cut down time significantly. So if you guys are struggling with your social media, I have a membership that I just launched, Simplify Your Social Membership. I'm launching it. It's just launched last week, and it is for today only. I'm doing it for $47 a month. If you are interested, you get a ton of stuff with me. You will get bi-monthly group calls. So I'll do live Q&As where you can hop on, ask all of your questions. You'll have direct access to me. If you have questions, you go in the group, ask them, screenshot, anything like that. I will have Emily drop the link to join the membership if you are interested. You also will get a lot of educational video content. I am going to be giving you weekly social post and caption ideas as well. So you'll have all of that and resources, guides, templates, y'all. Like I said, I overshare when I do stuff. So I am here for you. We'll have group challenges. I'm going to bring in guest speakers on certain topics that you're looking for on, right? So if you're like, I really want to know, I mean, I know I'm an expert in Facebook ads, but if there's something else that you're really looking for, member spotlights, we'll do some process optimization. So again, how to best utilize ChatGPT, other AI systems that you really can kind of implement. Exclusive tools, software discounts. I have monthly analytic reviews. We'll go through your social media. So a lot of times I hear y'all say, I am posting, but I don't know what my analytics are. I don't know how many people are viewing it, downloading, saving, sharing, whatever. We'll dive into your analytics every month. We'll have a call about it. and we'll go through like a group coaching call, and we'll be able to go through that and kind of help tailor some of that stuff, right? So that way you can really start understanding what your analytics are. And then it's creating a community as well. So this price will increase to $97 per month, but I'm launching it with this webinar for $47 a month. The link is in the chat if you're interested in joining. For those that do join during the webinar, so like right now, you will have the opportunity. So you're going to be entered to win a free copy of the AI Prompt Handbook. So this is the book that I co-authored. You'll be entered to win that. And then you will also be entered to win a private 60-minute one-on-one coaching call with me, which is usually $250. So you'll be entered to win that as well in the webinar. So I wanted to open it up if you guys have any questions for me regarding ChatGPT, anything that I can help with. You can either unmute yourself or drop it in the chat. Let me know what questions that you have. I will also have Emily drop, if you guys want to follow me on social, I always follow back. She'll drop my Instagram handle. It's at the Chelsea Gardner. On Instagram, but that's typically where you can find me. I actually just had to I had to redo my entire Instagram. So it's brand spanking new as of last week. I had some issues with Instagram, so we have a brand new one. So anyways, if you guys have questions, please drop them in the chat or unmute yourself and ask. I'll give you guys just a minute or two to catch up. And I'm just looking, you'll see me look over here because I just want to make sure I catch the y'all's chat here. Was this helpful? Give me like a thumbs up or yes in the chat. If there's something else that you would like, I would love to do like monthly webinars with content information. So I would love to be able to like share. So if you guys have ideas or like something specific that I would love to sit in on a webinar, I'd love that information. Yay, I'm so glad it was helpful. Hopefully it's not scary. I know, like I said, I know ChatGPT can be so scary. Hopefully it wasn't scary. So Altona, you can join the membership. It's mortgage, and I do have a lot of realtors in my database. It just launched, so it will be open. It's not open to anyone really outside of that kind of industry. So you wouldn't have like a small business, like a nail shop or something in there. But yeah. Let's see here. You are very welcome, Brian. And then Debbie, yes, I saw you missed just about everything. That's totally okay. You just hopped on. There will be a replay. The only thing that will not be available after this webinar are going to be the bonuses for joining the membership. So once this webinar ends, the bonuses will go away, which is the copy, enter to win for the copy of the AI handbook, and then there'll be 2 winners, and then someone for the private 60-minute one-on-one coaching. So those are only exclusive to webinar. And then the $47 a month for the membership will only be today. Price will increase at midnight. Mark, yes, I will add you into the drawing. Of course. And then taped version, Brian, yes. So I'm going to be emailing out the taped version. You'll get like the recording link for the Zoom to watch. And then you'll also get a link to, so if you guys don't have Canva, you will be able to, you'll have to have a Canva account, but it's free, totally free. You can then get the PowerPoint presentation as well. And then, so how do you get added to the bonuses? So I will, as soon as I end this, I'm going in and pulling everyone that joined right now, and then pulling that information for the bonuses. So you will get, like I said, you'll be entered to win either the AI prompt handbook or the private 60-minute one-on-one coaching call with me. So there'll be two separate winners for that. And then just a quick, I'm going to redrop this link so everyone has it. So again, those bonuses are only available during this webinar. So I'm just keeping it open just a couple more minutes if you want to join. And then obviously questions. So continue to ask me questions if you guys have them or they pop up. I want to be able to help you guys with any questions that you have, any questions at all regarding ChatGPT or anything like that. What you got? What you got? I got several of you still on the call. So you tell me, what can I help with? I still have, I don't even know. Y'all, I struggle with technology sometimes when it comes to Zoom. I can never figure out where things go. Okay, so so Jennifer, quick question. I'll wait for your question, Jennifer. Do you want to unmute? You can unmute if you'd like, or you can drop it in the chat.
I'm unmuted. I went onto Canva and downloaded I went to get those templates that you had put on your resources page.
Yes.
And I'm on Canva right now. I'm logged into my account and everything. And it says like that little stop sign. It says step first, log in, which I did on my desktop. And then it says step 2, click on use template. And I cannot find the use template button. What are we looking at when I'm?
Okay, so no worries. If you don't have it and you already imported it into your Canva, so like if you opened it up in Canva, did you do that?
Yep. And so I can see all of them. Like I'm scrolling down, I can see them all.
Okay.
But there's no use template button.
Okay, perfect. So then what I want you, it's totally fine. So then it's a different section. So what you'll do is just go back to the main home screen of your Canva account.
Okay, yep, there.
And then do you see where the little pictures do populate?
Well, I see I'm in a view only.
Yes.
Oh, so I see.
You would make a copy.
Oh, make a copy. Got it. Yes. Okay.
And then they'll give you access to all of the templates to adjust on your end.
Yep. Got it. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. Kristen, do you have cancellation terms? Yeah. So you can cancel at any time. There's no terms for that. You can hop in and then you can cancel at any time. Obviously, like if you join today, you'll have access to it for a whole month. So if you canceled tomorrow, for example, you would still have access to it until December 29th. So the 29th. And then let's see, ChatGPT has only been around for about a year. You know, ChatGPT itself, yes. From my understanding, at least that's when it came super about. But AI has been around for a very long time. But ChatGPT on its own has been around, I want to say, for about a year. Robert, you are very welcome. I'm so glad it was helpful for you guys. I know like I said, my superpower is to simplify content, right? So I just really want to make sure, like when you in the membership, if you ever hop on my webinars, if you ever see me coaching or anything like that, or use me for coaching, my goal is always to simplify social. Because it can be so overwhelming and we just don't need it to be. We don't need it to be. And so, that's what I do. Let's see here. I posted mine into the Facebook group because I sent out new to ChatGPT. Yay, Jose, I'm excited for you're new to ChatGPT. You'll be an expert by the end of the year. Okay. And then Brian, can my team use my account if I get one? Oh, so Brian, are you talking about, for the membership? So it's only one account per membership. So you would join, like if you join, you would have to join with your Facebook. No, so you would have to get, it can't be team. So you would do individualized. So your team can join. They would all have to have their own accounts to join. So like if you have like 5 people, 5 accounts. Got it. Okay, perfect. I'm the owner broker of a mortgage company and real estate company, and I'm launching a new online business, 27+ year veteran in the mortgage. That's awesome. I love it. Congratulations. Yeah, that's super exciting. And thank you for your service, Jose. I really appreciate that. And I pray all the best for you, and you're gonna be a wizard on ChatGPT very soon. It saves you time and it saves you a ton of stuff. So I'm super excited about that. Okay, what else can I help you guys with? I still have y'all. We still have about 3 more minutes. So any more questions? Again, if you are wanting to join the membership, you can absolutely, if you send the link, so like Brian, if you want to send the link to your team, you have probably about half an hour for me to go in and start pulling all of this stuff. for the bonuses and everything. And then, like I said, the pricing is today only. So that pricing will be good till 11:59 tonight. Then it increases, and these bonuses are only available. I'm going to go pull all the names once we hop off this webinar. So again, free copy for the AI prompt book will be one person, and then the other person will get a 60-minute one-on-one coaching call. Yay! Merry Christmas to you too, Jose. Y'all, I think these are direct messages, so you may not see them in the chat. But Jose said Merry Christmas to you. And let's get started. So I'm super excited about that. All right. Okay, everyone. All right. Anything else can I help with? Anything at all? Let me stop share. I really appreciate you guys for joining. I know taking time out of your day can be hectic, but I hope this was beneficial and really gets you on a good path to really learning ChatGPT. So if you need anything, please find me on my Instagram at @TheChelseaGardner. You can always message me there if you have questions or anything, or find me on Facebook at the Chelsea Gardner. But other than that, if you guys have no other questions for me, I am going to let you guys go. So thank you so very much. I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday and a very happy holiday season coming up, because oh my gosh, December's in like 2 days. I can't even believe it. So thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.